Imagine you're standing in the middle of the most important competition of your career. The ice is cold beneath your blades. The crowd is watching. Your music is about to start. And somewhere across the internet, thousands of people are convinced you're at a nightclub. That's not a hypothetical. That's what happened to Amber Glenn in Milan. And the way she handled it says everything about what it actually costs to be a woman in professional sports today. Here's what most people missed. When Ilia Malinin's club video started circulating on February 23, 2026, social media did what social media always does. It moved fast and it moved wrong. A few seconds of footage, a blonde woman, a figure skater who happened to be nearby, and within hours, Amber Glenn's name was everywhere. Fans dissected the video frame by frame. They compared hair color, they compared height, they tagged Glenn in thousands of posts. They built an entire narrative around a grainy clip they'd watched on loop. There was just one problem. Amber Glenn was literally on the ice. She was mid-competition, in the middle of the most pressure-filled weeks of her athletic career. While strangers on the internet were constructing a story about her personal life, she was preparing to skate for an Olympic medal, the thing she had spent years building toward. And instead of being left alone to do that, she had to stop, pull out her phone, and publicly clear her own name in a TikTok comment section. "Ayo, people, that's not me. I'm literally mid-competition." 7 words, the most efficient, most precise response she could have given, and she shouldn't have had to give it at all. Let's back up, because Amber Glenn's story deserves more than a footnote in someone else's viral moment. At 26 years old, Amber Glenn is one of the most technically gifted and emotionally courageous athletes in American figure skating. She is the first openly LGBTQ+ member of Team USA's figure skating program, pansexual and bisexual, and she has been public about the difficulty of finding acceptance within a sport that has historically been slow to change. She didn't arrive at the 2026 Olympics as a supporting character. She arrived as a medal contender, a gold medalist in the team event, a skater who had fought for years, through injuries, through doubt, through the kind of quiet battles that never make highlight reels, to stand on that ice in Milan. And she almost got a medal. In the women's individual competition, Glenn landed a clean triple axel and was tracking for the top score in the short program when an under-rotation on her final jump dropped her to 13th. She fought back in the free skate, one of the strongest performances of the event, but couldn't recover from the deficit. She finished 5th. After the event, she posted a video on TikTok standing in an empty practice rink. "Come with me to do the jump that cost me an Olympic medal," she said quietly to her camera. That video broke people. Her fans watched it over and over. It was the most human thing posted during the entire games. That's the athlete who got pulled into someone else's gossip cycle. Here's the part that matters, and it's the part nobody wants to say directly. This is a pattern. Not just in figure skating, not just in sports. A famous man becomes the subject of speculation. The internet immediately looks for the woman closest to him. It doesn't matter if that woman has her own career. It doesn't matter if that woman has her own narrative. The moment she enters the frame, literally or figuratively, she becomes a supporting character in his story. The question stops being about her ambitions, her performance, her identity. The question becomes, is she with him? Glenn and Malinin are close. She said publicly he's like a younger brother to her. The 3 musketeers of Team USA figure skating, Malinin, Glenn, and Elisa Liu, were inseparable during the games. They trained together, supported each other, and showed a kind of genuine friendship that was genuinely beautiful to watch. After Glenn's individual disappointment, it was Malinin who pulled her aside and told her what she needed to hear. "This is something we all go through," he said. "We always have to get up and go do it again." That relationship, real, supportive, explicitly described as fraternal by Glenn herself, was converted by social media into a romance rumor in less than 12 hours. Not because there was any evidence, not because anyone involved said anything suggestive, but because a blonde woman appeared in a video near a famous man, and the internet's first instinct was to write the simplest possible story.
And this wasn't even a one-time thing for Glenn. It happened again months later, when a faction of Malinin's fanbase spread rumors that Glenn had publicly criticized his skating based on a video she had accidentally liked while scrolling too fast. She had to get on X and explain that she had literally tapped too quickly and hadn't even seen the content. "People are roasting me, calling me Gramber," she wrote with the kind of exhausted humor that you develop when you've been through enough of this. A nickname designed to diminish her, used by fans of another athlete because she existed in the same orbit. The word for what keeps happening to Amber Glenn is not complicated. It's collateral damage, the cost of proximity to fame that isn't yours, and it lands disproportionately on women in sports who have worked just as hard, sacrificed just as much, and earned their place on that ice just as completely, but who the internet still reads as accessories to someone else's story rather than the main characters of their own. What makes Glenn's case worth sitting with is that she never lets it make her small. Every time it happens, she responds with the same combination of directness and humor that makes her genuinely compelling to watch. She doesn't perform outrage, she doesn't disappear, she states the facts, makes a joke if the situation calls for it, and moves on. That's a skill, and like every skill she has, she developed it the hard way. She is 26 years old. She is the openly LGBTQ+ figure skater on Team USA. She is a team gold medalist. She came within a single under-rotated jump of an Olympic medal. She has been falsely accused of a relationship, falsely accused of criticizing a teammate, and given a cruel nickname by people who couldn't even be bothered to learn her actual name. And through it all, she has kept showing up, kept competing, kept posting the real, unfiltered, honest content that her fans actually love her for. The empty rink video, the jump that cost her a medal, the "I'm literally mid-competition" comment that made millions of people laugh and cringe at the same time. Those aren't moments of a supporting character. Those are the moments of someone who is trying, against real resistance, to be the protagonist of her own story. The internet doesn't always make that easy, but Amber Glenn keeps doing it anyway. If this story landed with you, if you've ever watched someone get pulled into a narrative they didn't ask for and handled it better than most people could, share this video, because stories like this don't get told enough, and the people living them deserve to have someone pay attention. Subscribe. There are more stories like this, and they're all worth knowing.